Guys, welcome to Hotspot Economics, Hotspot, and it's your girl Connie. Welcome back. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe and hit that cute little bell for notifications. How you guys doing? I just got back online. I was in a Snowden part and I had no connection. I am back. I have so much things to upload, but I just want to get this across. As you know, I'm all about positivity and empowering. And I just come to realize it's not easy to get to that point. I really believe that we live in a society that is addicted to negativity. We live in a society that likes to focus negativity to break people down. So I just want to prove a point here because I've been seeing a lot of Beyonce bashing. Particularly from, our little circles that we're in. And I can't understand why. Beyonce dated Jayz for about, I think, 10 years. And she didn't get pregnant. She didn't have a baby. She waited, even though she didn't have to, because she has the money to do whatever she wants. So that indicates to anyone that she has that moral compass where she wanted to wait to have a baby until she got married. She got married, had a baby. She married Jayz. Jayz, when she met him, extremely successful rapper, producer, label. He has his own record label, clothing, liquor, whatever. Jayz is a mini mogul, and he's going into so many ventures. He's done an interview with Warren Buffett. So I don't know if you guys seen that interview. You can find it on YouTube. But I think if Warren Buffett, one of the richest men on the planet, can sit down with Jayz, I think some of you can let go of the fact he used to sell drugs. If anything, that's astronomical that someone that came from the projects in Brooklyn, took that money and flipped it 1 billion times into an empire. And if Warren Buffett, who is, I'm pretty sure he's a classy guy, can sit down with Jayz and talk about wealth and building, I think you guys can get past that. I know that we focus on struggle love as Black women. We want to level up as Black women. I know that we look at couples like Mary J. Blige and Jennifer Hudson and Jill Scott, who was just crying on the internet. God rest her soul. I feel so bad for her. And other women who have this struggle love. But I do feel that there is resentment because Beyonce is successful with a Black man. I don't adhere to that. I just don't. I don't have that type of absolute hatred where I'm going to be like, oh, he's Black, I'm going to degrade him. We have a president of the United States, President Donald Trump, who is in office, and I don't want to get my video in trouble, so I can't even repeat on YouTube what this president got caught on tape saying, which is actually a crime. And as we speak, we have 19 more women kind of accusing him of the same thing. So you might want to look into that when you talk about moral compass. This is supposed to be a country that would never do that. I can never see Obama getting away with half the things that he said and done. So I do think when you are Black, you are held to a higher standard and a higher level of scrutiny. And I think Beyonce, who's been singing since I was in high school, she's been with Destiny Child, one of the most successful women group of all time. She is into perfume, makeup. She's also a mini mogul. She's also a living legend. She's inspired so many people. She inspired Adele, who was crying at the awards. And there's a kind of like hatred for Beyonce that I just don't get. And I really believe it's because we as Black women have been taught to be so hateful, so competitive, so unsupportive. And the thing is that this is 2018. This is our opportunity to level up. We are being exposed as never before. Serena Williams is the first Black woman to be the face of a luxury car company. That's Lincoln. I saw the commercial. Check it out. I'll put it in the description box of this video. It was amazing. And You have Viola Davis sweeping up last year, 2017, getting them Globes and those Oscars, just sweeping up. And she's a mature, beautiful, deeper ebony complexion melanin sister. Then you have Lupita and that entire gorgeous tribe in Black Panther. We're getting exposed like never before. And if we want to get there, if we want to go there, if we truly want economic power, financial freedom, if we want to grow and make money, that means we have to network with other demographics. And that means our social image and our social support of one another on any platform is more important than ever before. And I mean this. When I look at other stars like Madonna or like Miley Cyrus, who've all done controversial things, you never see people in those demographics putting them down or critiquing them on a big platform. And you have other stars who've done scrupulous things, but because they don't have the Beyonce status, they don't get killed or dragged for anything. This is my take. I know the issue is, oh, she's in struggle love. Jayz cheated on her. I just want you guys to know that Jayz is probably, besides the president, one of the most recognizable names of all time in music. It's pretty hard for Jayz to sneak around with anyone, period. That's why he's so secretive with his life. I don't believe any of the crap that they sing. It's all entertainment. Just like when it was revealed that Jayz concocted that story with Rihanna because Rihanna was his new artist. Rihanna was his new artist, and he knew that we are so drawn to negativity, that we are so drawn to drama, that we love all the tea, that they concocted the story of him possibly having an affair with Rihanna. This has been fact-checked. And Beyonce decided to make 2 hit songs, Ring the Alarm and Resentment. So while we're here saying for shame, they're counting the change. Because really, how many times can she sing Desperately in Love? How many times can she sing Hopelessly in Love and Crazy in Love and, Deja Vu Love? It's only a matter of time before, that gets played out. And showing this raw side, was very artistic. But if you really believe they both did it at the same time, and they both did it at the same time sporadically, and they just so happened to both get nominated for Album of the Year at the same time sporadically, and you really believe he's been swimming through women at this rate and no one came forward, not even the president of the United States was able to dodge the women coming after him. Not John F. Kennedy, not Elliot Spitzer, all these other high government officials who have true power, not even Bill Clinton was able to escape if you've been around and you're not behaving yourself as a gentleman. So my whole point is, as Black women, if we truly want to get to the next level, we got to do something new. We got to do something new. We got to do something new. And that means sticking together, supporting one another. If you don't like a certain aspect of somebody, forget that. Go to the other part. If that person is hurting other Black women and she's a Black woman, that's completely different. If she's degrading Black women and she's a Black woman, that's totally different. If she's dragging down Black women. But if you're so desperate to just go after somebody just because her husband is Black, or you're so desperate to go after her because you don't like that she's dressed sexy or she's an entertainer or you don't care for her style, wake up. It's 2018. What Beyonce is doing is nothing compared to what Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian and other stars have done to get their fame. At least she has talent. She sung at the White House. She sung at the inauguration for the first Black president. She's not a regular star, guys. You don't have to like her. But if she's on the cover of Time magazine, respect that and celebrate it and leave it at that. It's like giving me a compliment and saying, Kanye, you're beautiful for a Black girl. It doesn't make, if you give somebody a compliment or you acknowledge an accomplishment, but you attach some negative connotation, you're really not celebrating them. And that means you don't care about the cause. Because we have enough people on the outside insulting Black women, hurting Black women, disrespecting Black women. We have it. Listen to a rap song. Turn on a rap video. Go into a newspaper. Open Mary Claire telling us we're not worthy to get married. We need to get into a positive mindset. And that's going to bring positive energy and positive change. And it's going to attract good things to you. Beyonce's not killing anybody. If anything, she served as a good role model. She could have had babies all over the place. Jayz married her. Would you be happy if he married a white woman? All you girls complaining, should Jayz have married a white woman? I guarantee you, if Jayz would have married a Becky, you would have been very upset. Oh, you would have something to say. Now he's married to Beyonce, you're not happy with that. Let's just stick together. And I can prove to you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's because of her level of fame. It's because of who she is. Probably we're not happy because she represents the fairer skin, light skin, light eyes, and she's been pushed into that. Probably have our own personal issues. I don't know, but I definitely know that it's not fair that she's getting dragged and these other women who have, in my opinion, are celebrated and never get dragged. And I'm going to actually go through that now because I want to know why Beyonce is being attacked, but you have women to me that hurt other black women or truly didn't serve as a good role model. Like I said, I am the Batman of facts. And if you have any questions about this, if you think I'm wrong, leave it in the comments. I'll review them. If they're not crazy, I'll let them go through. So right now, you know about Gabriel Union, right? Y'all know Gabriel Union? And Gabriel Union has been on talk shows. People love Gabriel Union. I want to see if y'all can see that. I'll make my screen a little bit bigger. I know when I do my screen capture. All right. So I've never been a fan of Gabriel Union, but because I support black women, I've never said this publicly. But since I'm seeing all this hatred of Beyonce, let's talk about this beautiful black woman who could have the pick of any man. You guys do know when she stole Dwayne Wade, he was fully married. Dwayne Wade had been with his wife, since the 3rd grade. And Gabrielle Union, a gorgeous, successful, I think she's so hot. She's a beautiful black woman. He's about 10 years younger than her, which is fine. I don't care about that. I would get me a younger guy too if I could. But the fact is, she had the pick of the crop, and she chose a married man. But yet the black community and black women, they never drag her. They never say she's a bad example. I found this letter. Guys, here's the tea. Here's the tea. You're going to love my channel. You're going to love this channel. So I was just doing some investigation. This is an athlete's wife that goes in on Gabriel Union. She submitted this letter to this magazine right here. And it says, we've told you about the rumors regarding Gabriel Union and basketball player Dwayne Wade. Well, another athlete's wife is not happy with Gabby and has to put her on blast. Okay? We came across this letter on gossip.com, and this is what wifey had to say about Gabby. I am happily married to a pretty famous athlete, and I'm quite successful myself. I have known Gabrielle for probably as long as I've known my husband. I've often heard disgusting rumors about her, but dismissed them. And I'm not one to get caught up in gossip, as my husband and I are often subjected to it ourselves. In any case, the rumors would not even affect me if they were true, as long as they had nothing to do with me. I have heard about Gabrielle being very promiscuous, but that never bothered me. She always was very pleasant, and when I came into contact with her, that's all that mattered. She seemed to be working hard at her success, and I respect ambition. Rumors flooded even throughout her marriage with Chris. Her affairs with so many young, old, married, divorced were no secrets. Boris, Darren, Jason, Derek, Jamie, Hill, Ludacris, and the list continues. So I'm just going to stop right there. If Beyonce did something like this, could you imagine? But, Gabrielle Union's a star, but she's not a big star. She's not on the star level as Beyonce. So I think we pick and choose who we throw our moral holy water at. Because I've always said, I'm so pro black woman. Even though I know it's the guys and the girls, it's 50-50. I'm not one of those girls who will go out there and fight some other girl for my husband. But I do think as black women, we know how hard relationships are. We know. And for me, I would never ever touch another woman's boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or whatever it may be, whatever it may be. I'm not touching your significant other. That's just who I am. I'm not saying that alleviates the guy because he's just going to go out there and get somebody else. I totally understand that. But as black women, we know relationships are extra hard. And for me, I could never do that. So that's why I always had a little disdain for black women that would go ahead and sleep with somebody's husband or boyfriend. That's my moral compass. So let me continuing. Again, it had no effect on me. I certainly did not agree that she was the mistress to several married men, but it was not my life. I felt as though Gabrielle was searching for something she would never find, and I often felt sorry for her. 2 years ago, while attending the NBA All-Star Week in Las Vegas with my husband, I ran into Gabrielle there as well. At the time, she was telling me about a man she had been interested in, but I didn't pay much attention to it. About a week later, I heard a rumor that she was romantically involved with Dwayne Wade that same weekend. In parentheses, she says, while, might I add, his wife was there. What I found ironic was that Dwayne was not who she was telling me about that night. Again, I let it slide. For the following year, Gabrielle continued to do as she pleased. I saw her on several occasions with a variety of different men. The rumor of her and Dwayne Wade continued as well. This past year, this news seemed to be that Gabrielle and Dwayne were officially a couple. Although I knew in my mind that Gabrielle was not settled in a supposed relationship with a man who is a decade her junior, it was not my concern. I no longer felt sorry for her, but rather for Dwayne. He seems to not know any better. I can understand he is a newly single and he's more likely exploring his options. But to hear that he has assumed Gabrielle as his girlfriend disappoints me. I have met Dwayne a few times, as well as through my husband, and it seems like a true gentleman, someone with traditional values, but who has become caught up in the celebrity world, quote unquote. The reason for my article is not because I am that concerned with Gabrielle or Dwayne or anyone else mentioned here. The reason for this is because Gabrielle has gone too far. She has approached my husband. Over the past 2 weeks, I have found several emails from Miss Gabby. When does this woman stop? Although my husband is not innocent, as he did give Gabrielle his email address and phone number, he was smarter than to engage her in unacceptable behavior. This is a woman who I've known and spent time around. I cannot grasp what goes on in her mind. I asked my husband why is he not inclined to be drawn in by Gabrielle, and he gave me the honest answer. He said, she's dangerous. When will this woman stop? To me, she seems to have Dwayne Wade fooled. So why not continue to fool him and leave other women's men alone? At almost 40, it is revolting to be acting as a 20-year-old. Someone help her, please. I will post this article as many places as I can to ensure that women, especially those rich and famous men, are aware of this woman. I hope no other man or woman falls victim to Miss Gabriel Union. Damn, girl, you are a beautiful woman. Why not find a man that is not taking? So I didn't mean to spill that tea. Again, this link will be in the YouTube. My thing is that in the black community, as far as I know, Gabriel Union has a great reputation. She's celebrated. I don't know why we pick and choose who to roast. Beyonce has been pleasant. She has been empowering. She sings female empowering songs or Ring on It. And, she has that feminist song. I'm trying to understand. She has that Black Panther song where she stood up for police injustice. I'm trying to understand what she has done besides give you entertainment in a song where you don't even know it's true, where nothing has been confirmed. Look at the hot mess I just read. There's nothing like that about Beyonce and Jayz in the media, even though they've been there for 100 years. Again, this is not just me doing gossip. You have to listen to me. People are looking at us. Serena is the face of Lincoln. Black Panther has proved that African Americans have commerciality, aka marketability, across and outside of African American lines. If we keep trashing people who are at the top of a social demographic, meaning that she breaks social barriers. Beyonce's not just for black people. She's all over. So when we diss her, insult her, degrade her, write stuff about her, white people are looking. And again, I'm not mad at anybody. It's just that I don't think we know we're in a different dimension. We've been thrusted into the middle of the arena, just like out of nowhere. We're like, wow, what's going on? We've never been this exposed. I've been saying it. 2018 is the year of the black woman. Look at the commercials. You're seeing a lot of interracial commercials. Look at the movies. You're seeing a lot of interracial movies. We are there. We just need to believe in our greatness and love one another and truly connect with one another with what we have in common and not be so quick to tell each other what we don't like about each other. Because guess what? The world can be against us. And if we don't get our act together, we're going to be the last anchor around our own feet to keep us down. If you want love, give it to one another unconditionally. You want respect, give it to one another unconditionally. If you want affection, give it to one another. You can't demand of the world what you refuse to give to each other as sisters. And when I see people giving passes to other people, especially Becky never insults her own. Never. Miley Cyrus was twerking on a married man, nothing. Giselle, one of the most beautiful models from Victoria's Secrets, stole this girl's husband while she was pregnant and then married him. Nothing. So let's continue. All right. So that's a picture of Gabriel Union. I mean, she's gorgeous. She doesn't, I don't know. So this is Bridget Moynahan. You guys may not be aware of this, but Bridget Moynahan is the ex-fiance of Tom Brady. I don't know if you guys watch football, but Tom Brady is a very famous football player. And she lost this beautiful woman here. She's beautiful. She was actually like 8-9 months pregnant, and Giselle Bündchen, the beautiful model, kept coming into her Brady's locker room, and it was embarrassing. And she says here, I never made a comment about Giselle or Tom publicly. I have a relationship with these people on a daily basis. I'm raising a child in public. My son has 2 loving parents and extended family, whether it's cousins or stepmothers or boyfriends. My son is surrounded by love. So it's just, she lost her. It says right here, she talks about losing Tom Brady to Giselle. So do you think Becky is going to drag Giselle, who is a white Brazilian top model? Giselle was seen constantly going into Tom Brady's locker room, constantly. She did not care that he was in a relationship, that he was engaged, and his beautiful, I think she's very pretty. She was engaged, and I'm trying to see if you guys can see a good picture of her. And basically, Giselle just stole him, because she's a big supermodel. Do you think Becky is going to drag her fellow, trying to keep it clean? You think she's going to drag it? And I'm not mad at her for that. I applaud that because that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be. But we use excuses and we use, this. We always got something to say. And you know what? We're never going to make it because we have to be the foundation for our success to be built upon. And if you got a business, put it like this. It's about how we treat each other and it's about reputation. If I own a brokerage and I'm selling homes that cost $300 million each, who am I going to get to sell my home? One person that has a great reputation for trust, respect, and this and that, or one person that has drama, or there's always connected to drama, or there's something negative. I don't have to answer the question. It's a no-brainer. But that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. That if we don't stop this bashing and pulling down of the most successful people, because I notice if the woman's not that successful, we don't drag her. And if she's Becky will not drag her own kind. She just won't. So let's go over here now. All right. This is somebody, I don't even know how she survives, and so many black women love her. I have a little, I'm itching my throat as I'm talking. This is Miss Shonda and Swiss Beats. All right. Alicia Keyes stole Swiss Beats. There's no other way to say it. I know you can't steal somebody's man unless he wants to go, but it's pretty difficult if that person is a gorgeous, talented, international star and you're just a regular chick he's been with since grade school. Pretty freaking hard. She's been with this guy, Swiss Beats, for a long time. They just had a child. I think she was pregnant with their fifth or fourth child. And Alicia Keyes was doing a recording album with him. And she decided she wanted to be with him. Alicia actually had a long-term boyfriend of 10 years and walked away. And she broke them up. So this is Miss Shonda. She wrote an open letter to Alicia Keyes. We're going to read that. Okay. Swiss Beats, a strange wife, Miss Shonda, is going public with her husband's alleged affair with Alicia Keyes. The R&B singer has written an open letter to the Superwoman on Twitter. The couple who filed for divorce have a 2.5-year-old son together. Okay? The following letter from Ms. Shonda was issued in response to Keyes' tweet on Friday night, having a heated debate in the studio. Question is, and love is better to go for the choice that is smart or the choice that's a spark. After having a great evening with my son and enjoying some fun Twitch chat, I decided to sign off and get some work done. However, a few hours later, I was advised that I should check Alicia Keyes' Twitter page. I never reached out to her on Twitter before. I feel our issues are a lot more serious in a website conversation. Not to mention that I've reached out to her many times in the beginning of this whole thing, as any wife would do. Unfortunately, I never succeeded in getting a response. The first time I meet Alicia Keyes, my husband introduced us to each other at an event. I have no choice but to call him my husband until he is not anymore. In the messages that I sent to her, Alicia Keyes, I made it very clear that I am on the contrary of what she might be hearing. I am still married to my husband, living with him, and just had a child. It's been 2 years and I still have not received a response. What I do receive is constant displays of selfishness and disconcern to me and my son. I was a fan of Alicia Keyes' last album. We were both signed to J Records and have always checked up on her projects. I sang her songs and admire her for creating Superwoman and Karma. I would never deny her talent. I believed in her until I found out she was possibly sleeping with my husband. The affair was denied by both until it was finally admitted months later. Already I can hear some of you saying, why are you blaming her? You can't make someone leave their wife. You can't break something that's broken. Well, my marriage was not broken. As far as I knew, we were celebrating our son's birth and getting ready to celebrate our 5-year wedding anniversary. Call it blind love, whatever. I call it being a devoted wife. As far as me blaming her and not blaming him, that's false. Me and my husband have worked out our differences. We're in a good place as people and as parents. I accept his choices and I'm comfortable enough with myself to move on. I am so very blessed in many ways. My concern with Alicia Keyes is no longer the fact that she assisted in destroying a family, but that she has the audacity to make these selfish comments about love and wanting to be with someone even after knowing their situation. How is this the same Superwoman that I sang out loud with in my truck? I ask myself sometimes. If you are reading this, Alicia, let me start by saying you know what you did. You know the role you played, and you know how you contributed to ending of my marriage. You know that I asked you to step back and let me handle my family issues that you helped to create. I'm not saying everything was a perfect all the time, but no relationship is perfect. We made a vow to God, and I believe you should have respected that as a woman. I know you owe me or my son nothing, but just as you wish, you've handled these things more carefully. I'm not judging you. I put you and the whole situation in the hands of God, the higher power. Just know that as a woman, I expected so much more from you. I never had any intentions of reaching out to you this way, but after reading your tweets tonight and the constant disregard, you left me no choice. I feel that after 1.5 years of you hiding this affair and acting like it didn't exist, that now it is the time to confront it since you talk so openly about it now. This is not a publicity stunt. I don't have a record coming out. I just need to close this chapter in my life, and that means confronting our issues. There was a small child involved. His dad loves him to death, and he wants to spend more time with him, but he's afraid because he doesn't know He knows we don't have a relationship. This is my concern. My son needs his dad, and I need to be comfortable with you for him. I know many will see my point, and many will not be able to look into what's real because they only um they only want to see Alicia Keyes for celebrity, not the human. This is not for the people. This is for you. Like I said, I was left no choice but to reach out to you this way. But I'm sure you want to find a balance in this as well. I read your tweets tonight and they felt very insensitive. You have no idea how much pain I was caused because of this affair. It's baffling to me that you don't understand what I might have gone through with the situation. I don't consider myself a victim anymore, and I've learned from this. I just actually try and be a bit more realistic and delicate to the situation, at least until my divorce is final. I felt me attending the party would have been a starting point for us since you shook my hand after I offered it, but I suppose I was wrong. If it's so that you and my husband are meant to be together, then God bless you both, and I hope you never have to deal with what I did. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. If you two being together forever is the case, it's more of a reason for us to get along, because I'm not going anywhere. There's a child to be raised. To answer your tweet, choose smart over spark. Sparks burn everyone. Be smart. It's simple. Actually, just have to think of the shoe on the other foot. Stay blessed, and let's work this thing out with respect and dignity. So, guys, that's a letter from Swiss Beats, at the time wife, to Alicia Keyes. What I want to ask y'all is, how does she escape the onslaught and the moral compass that's being thrown at Beyonce? I'm trying to understand. Is it because you guys don't know? Or is it because she's not a big star? My personal opinion is she's not a big star. Not as big as Beyonce. Nowhere near. She's big, but she's not there. And I think when you're at the top and you're a minority woman, people tend to throw more stones. And the fact that, nobody's throwing any stones, I never see any negative commentary. But me, I've always said, gosh, she's beautiful, she's talented, she can have any man she wants. Why would she pick a man with 4 kids, married, this and that? Just why? Celebrating their 5-year anniversary. It's just really messy, completely not necessary. But I want to know, if Beyonce did that, can you imagine? All Beyonce did was marry Jay-Z, and you think the whole world stopped. I'm going to ask again, should Jay-Z have married a white woman? Would it make y'all feel better? I guarantee the same people complaining will be complaining even more. Let me continue. All right, so we have that one with Giselle, we got Mashonda, and we had this one here too, where they're talking about Giselle. And, is that it? Yeah, that's it for me now. But like I said, this is a nice picture of black women right here. Okay, they're gone. I was hoping to catch them. But like I said now, it's all about supporting one another. It's all about loving one another. There's a lot of other black women that have done things that I'm not crazy about. But if they have a massive accomplishment, or they're being celebrated on a public platform, or they're in the magazine, we have to get past this nitpicking. I'm telling you, if we want to get to somewhere we've never been, we got to do things we have never, ever done. And that means having a love for each other, having a respect for each other, having a sisterhood, and protecting one another. I just showed you several cases of women that could have been dragged, but for some reason they weren't. But yet Beyonce, who's done nothing but shake her ass, sing her ass off, go to concerts, marry the man she loved, y'all going crazy because of some cheating that we don't even know if it's true, that she made millions of dollars off. And like I said, I don't even believe it until it's confirmed, because you can't be messing with Jay-Z and nobody knows. Trump got in trouble with his mistresses. Bill Clinton got in trouble with his mistresses. JFK got in trouble with his mistresses. Elliot Spitzer got in trouble. Wiener, that guy from New York with his sexting messages. Look at the guy from down south, the senator that was messing with 13-year-olds from 20-something years ago. The last election we had in Alabama. Remember that big mess? When all that, they dragged that shit from his past, and all these girls came forward and said he was having affairs with them before they reach a certain age. Look what happened to Hillary when she's running for president. They found every mistress Bill Clinton may have possibly looked at. You telling me this Jay-Z got better protection than the government? Than presidents? Than politicians? It's all an act, guys. And we have to not throw stones at people that are held high, especially out of the Black community, because other races are looking. And when other races do messed up stuff, what do they say? They got a mental problem, or they got a mental disability, or they were having a bad day. We need to do that for one another, because that's what's going to take us to the next level. But there's some Black women who's just going to get left behind. There's some Black women who are going to make excuses upon excuses upon excuses, and use big sentences and long words to explain. But at the end of the day, if you're a non-Black person looking in, and you're seeing this chaos, and you're seeing this calamity, what do you think it does? We're finally getting to a new frontier where car companies are picking Black women like Serena to be the face of a luxury sedan. We're finally getting to the point where Afrocentric women with short hair and natural hairstyles are commanding big box office returns in an Afrocentric movie. We're finally getting to the point where Black women are using their Black don't crack looks to get acting roles that other actresses can never get. Angela Bassett's is 60 years old, and they got to give her a gray wig with dreads to make her look old. Taraj on Empire, she's in her 40s, she's 44 years old. We're finally getting recognized for our beauty, our elegance, our timelessness, our ability to look 10 to 12 years younger. I mean, look at Gabriel Union for all the craziness. The reason why she's going crazy because she doesn't look a day over 30. She's gorgeous. We need to celebrate each other and focus on the positive. Get off the negative crack pipe. It's not affecting you. Get off of it. And let's save our concern for the true things we need to uplift in one another. And like I said, this is not me pow-powing anyone. This is me saying, wake up, because I'm seeing the world through different eyes. When I go through business meetings, or I go to events, when I go to networking, or I go to, St. Jude's charity event, or the Lion Club's charity event, or the AIDS Club charity event, or the breast cancer charity event, or Harvest House charity event. Our reputation matters. Everything you say contributes, no matter how small it is. Everything you do, everything you see. We are under a magnifying glass now. You got people who never looked at Black women going to be looking at Black women now because of Black Panther. You got people who never looked at Black women going to be looking at Black women now because of Serena driving that SUV Lincoln. You got people who never looked at Black women who are going to be looking at Black women now to do business with because they say, oh yeah, they're marketable. They're commerciable. Yeah, they can make money. Yes. So we're on the face of Vogue. We're on the face of time. Let's do something different. I'm begging you from the bottom of my heart. Let's do something different. Let's only focus on the positive. If there's a Black woman who's doing something negative and dragging down other Black women, that's different. I'm not telling you to be blind, but let's be completely honest here. Let's break out of what society has taught us. Society has taught Black women to critique other Black women to a higher standard. There is no Black woman making a sex tape and getting to the height of fame like Paris Hilton, like Kim Kardashian. None. It will never happen. Because the first ones to drag her will be other Black women. And we have to stop that. And I'm not saying you're evil. I'm not saying you're bad. It's a habit because no one has loved you. No one has protected you. No one has taken you into their arms and say, you are worthy. You are priceless. And I love you. And I'm telling you, I love all my sisters. That's why I devote my life, my time. If you notice, my channel is very drama-free. I very rarely have drama on this channel because I just don't want it. I'm here to empower you. I'm here to get you economically empowered, financially free. But I'm telling you, when I mix with other circles that are not Black, our reputation precedes us. But 2018, we are changing that. And I need you and every person listening to this to contribute. Anytime you see something negative, that Black women can't get married, go online, Google black bride. And I want you to post a picture of a black bride. Every time you see something on social media negative about black women, post the opposite. Post a black and a white couple, or post a black couple. I don't know, post a cat, but post something positive. That's what I've been doing. When I see that article circulating, I respond with a picture of a girl in a wedding dress, a black chick in a wedding dress. You just have to keep pushing out and pumping out massive positive images. If all black women did that, started posting positive things, us getting in shape, us falling in love, us having money in our hand, us winning in business, you're going to see that positive energy goes out to the world, and it's going to connect, and it's going to lift up our status. We have to do it. No one else. Lupita did it for us. She did it. She fought Hollywood European standards of beauty. And she did it for us. Viola did it for us. She fought European standards of beauty and ageism, because she's over a certain age where you're not supposed to be doing stuff. Angela Bassett did it. They told Angela no more acting after 35. And she is in the biggest blockbuster of the year so far, and 60 years old. You can't expect the world to give you success when you don't want to give it to each other. And this is not just for Beyonce. This goes for every black woman who you might not agree with. But if she's successful, if she's being celebrated, if she's on the cover of magazines, applaud her. Give her a hand and keep it moving. That's it. If you give me a compliment and say, Connie, you're really pretty, for a Jamaican, I'm not going to be like, yeah, thank you. That's it. Any compliment that comes with a but is not a compliment, because everybody knows what's after but is the real truth. That's what my mom taught me. Anything before a but is a lie. So that's it, guys. Be happy. Celebrate. It is the year of the black woman. The law of attraction, the law of attraction, the law of attraction. And that's it, guys. I really believe that this is our year. And as long as we keep focused on negative, on positive, more positive will come. Whatever you focus on, that is what your life will be. So you decide what you want your life to be, and that's what you focus on, all right? This is Hashtag Split Economics. I'm done. Thank you. Bye.